Welcome everybody to another GvG commentary. Today we're going to be watching Headhunter Enjoys versus Handsome. Let's jump into the builds. So this is on Warriors Isle in the European Daily Tournament. On the left side we have Handsome Tag Men. They are running Spirit Way. It's a Cruel Spear Warrior number 1 with Unblockable Throw and Mighty Throw, and Prot D, new bar we're seeing emerge. Very powerful, high DPS bar, combos well with the Infuriating Heat, just huge amount of damage can be output from this character. On number 2, we've got the classic Earthshaker, good for breaking up the Prot D balls, or punishing them at least. Warrior's Cunning, and also supported usually by a guided weapon on the S tier it, but we don't see that today. Number 3, we've got the R Warrior, that's a split response usually, with both Ya and Barb Spear and Maiming Spear for movement control. And Wild Throw in this case for stance remove, good against ranges, not that Fist or HH rather would ever run that. And Mighty Throw for some good damage. On the 4, it's a Coward Warrior with 2 to the limit. Wonder what the reasoning with 2 to the limit is on a bar like this. The Spirit Way bars are evolving. Despite the build having been out for a long time, and teams having played it a lot, we are seeing the bars change a little bit. So it's really just a Mighty Throw and Unblockable Throw spammer with Coward and a lot of adren gain. On 5 we have an Infuriating Heat Spirit Ranger with NR Trank and Primal Echo, so specking against the Hexway. 6 it's the ST Writ with a pretty standard bar, Soothing, and an unknown 8th skill based on the Monk secondary profession. It's probably Hex Remove, maybe Purge Signet. 7 we have the Ritual Lord Resto Writ, Weapon of Warding as the weapon, no Shadow Weapon. Shadow Weapon used to be very important in this build when Singust was still playable, because Singust could choose one of the warriors and train it out with its whole team, and Shadow Weapon was your primary defense against that. But Singust no longer being playable, maybe Weapon of Warding should become the meta. Also, it's Rejuvenation instead of Life. Medic being number 8, Monk of Men, running Healing Burst and Protector's Defense. Excuse me. Mend Ailments. Slightly different bar than we usually see. So a bit more 8v8 focused. Not running Dash, Return, or Dark Escape. A little bit less mobility. Although still got some solid self-healing with Mend Ailment. So that's it for men. For HH, we have 3 melee, 2 mez. It is Warriors Isle, so not the most powerful build on this map, but quite a balanced build. It's Balthazar Dervish on number 1 with Cryptsig, number 2, Coward Hammer, number 3, it's the Lisa with Lisa's Haste as the 8th skill. 4, it's the PI Meze, so PI replacing Complicate, and it's Empathy replacing the 2nd Energy Burn. And for enchant, remove Drain Enchant. 5, Mesrit, we've got the E-Surge standard bar, unknown 8th skill. Based on the fact that they're fighting Spirit Way, I would guess that this is the actual 2nd enchant move, and probably not Signet or Recall. Mogging, who's Miru, usually runs Signet of Disenchantment these days, I believe, in this slot. On 6, it's Rainy, running Prots, Life Sheath. I still don't know why people favor Life Sheath so much on Warriors Isle. There must be a very good reason. Perhaps it's the Catapult. It is good against the Catapult, but it's many people are running it. I guess I should probably just ask them. On 7, it is Heal Burst, Purge Sig, Protector's Defense, and no 8th skill. So either Infuse or Cure Hex. Probably Cure Hex, I'm guessing, because spikes are really off meta right now because Spirit Way pretty much crushes them, and also the Flux itself stops a lot of spike builds, because if you're running the same skill as your allies, you will just be disabling your allies. So Invoke, for example, you disable all the invokes in the area when you cast it, which means Invoke Spike is hard to run, and also Word of Censure Spike difficult to run for the same reason. On 8, it is Healing Burst and Aura Stability, which is a good spec if you're trying to split against a Spirit Way. So maybe HH are already speccing for this matchup on Warriors. If that's the case, it's a good spec. So what's he missing? Just Cure Hex? No Spirit Bond, actually. If he is speccing for the Spirit Way matchup, I would guess you would want Spirit Bond, because if the Monk himself is able to be reached by a Warrior with knockdowns, it's going to be difficult to keep himself alive without Spirit Bond. So those are the builds. Let's also count the Shield Guardians. There's 3 Shield Guardians on HH, so they're also hedging an 8v8 build. Maybe that's why it's no Spirit Bond. I'm really curious, why Aura Stability and not Spirit Bond? Anyway, yeah, so those are the builds. Let's jump into the match. So it's HH in the red and Men in the blue. That is Men with the home team and HH with the away team. Spirits already set up in Men's pit. Looks like there's some planning that's gone into the Spirit placement. It's able to reach a split coming in Men's backdoor. And Men also preparing well with their brutal weapons before the match begins, which is very important. HH not bringing their kit back immediately, which would indicate that maybe they're not quite prepared for this, or maybe they're just disrespecting Men. It must just be disrespect, because they haven't changed plan. They're just completely training out this warrior, and without Shadow Weapon, it's going to be difficult, maybe, for Men to keep him alive. Let's find out. Spiking out the Lysadurv. Not taking much damage. Earthshaker having some effect here on the back line. That is forced to be in range of these frontliners. Now switching to the Hammer Warrior. Hammer Warrior kites away. Fascinating opening by HH. We don't often see a trip melee double mez try and take on a Spirit Way head on. Usually we would expect Spirit Way to have already blown away the 3 melee 2 mez by now, the Spear Warriors with the Brutal Weapon just doing so much damage. No Brutal Weapons up right now. Perhaps that's part of it. The kit has been brought back for Men. Has not been brought back for HH. Now HH taking some damage, but Men also taking some damage. Earthshaker Warrior almost goes down then. I'm really curious why there are so few Brutals, because that's a very important part of the build. Maybe it's the Mes... how did a Mesmer just complicate Soothing there? You know, we need to see some Brutals. Union is probably not a great use when you have no Brutals up, or only one Brutal up. But just Men concerned about staying alive right now, it seems. And for good reason, because they are getting dangerously close to dying. Earthshaker Warrior unable to get off his Earthshaker. And just getting constantly knocked down by the infuriating heat, charging up the Coward. There are 0 Brutals up right now for Men. which is not a good sign for men. Without brutals, these warrior paragons have a huge lack of damage. Interrupt there on the auspicious blow by PI. PI is going to be slowing down the Earthshaker a lot. Mesmers do like to throw hard interrupts on that all-important warrior elite. HH taking a little bit of damage now. Do we see more brutals? There's a brutal. So I think it might be 2 brutals up right now. So men perhaps starting to prioritize that a little bit more. Shelter there taking down the existing shelter instead of recasting another brutal. So there's 3 brutals up right now, and now it starts looking a little bit dangerous for HH to me. Because these brutals lead to kills, exactly like that. That's how important the brutals are. As soon as you get 3 of them up, it's a kill. And now it's HH in full retreat, not having brought back the catapult yet. If this Lisa gets stuck ahead, then they may lose it. But men not able to advance fast enough to stop the Lisa. And that Lisa can now use this kit to repair men's catapult as he runs around the side. And if this turns into a split game, it becomes a lot more difficult for men. They still have the advantage, I believe, but it's a lot less comfortable as Spirit Way to fight a split game, especially with your catapult repaired, than it is to fight a straight up 8v8 game with catapult advantage. It's a 4-man split out of HH. It's their usual Hammer Warrior, Balf, Meze, and Monk. So it'll be Lisa and 2 monks main with Mesrit. Strong defense and flag running team there, and good ability to kill a solo healer. While the split have a lot of damage and mobility and movement control. The ST Rid is actually caught out in quite a bad position and goes down. It's a 4-man defense, one of them being the Spirit Ranger by men. Men is though going to have to collapse fully, which is going to be very difficult with no ST Rid and with their catapult repaired. Lisa here of HH just harassing around the catapult area, making it difficult for men to pull back and support their base. Both knights down. If HH see an opportunity, they could also grab men's catapult, which would spell absolute disaster for men. But rather, they will pull back and reset. And HH have already flipped this game around. And now an important thing for men to do is to re-establish control over the map. Make sure that their repair kit is not stolen. They either need to hide it or they need to repair HH's catapult. But if HH is able to continue pushing and steal that repair kit, then men's chances of winning this game plummet. It's not even really necessary for HH to steal it, just as long as men don't use it. The flag run here out of the Ranger, a very ambitious flag run. No spirits are up, PI'd on the Union. It's going to put a lot of pressure on this monk to keep that Ranger up. There's displacement now. So Ranger will survive a little bit, but he's had to drop the flag, and we need to see a collapse. Surely out of men. Because this Warrior Paragon will not be able to force this 4-man split back, and we do see the collapse, which does force the split back. But while they're doing the collapse, Lisa's still threatening the catapult, which makes it difficult to complete a collapse. Catapult fired by men. And men without an answer to this. Holding the flag, cap it then. But now, even if men were to run out their repair kit right now and try and capture repair HH's catapult rather, they're still stuck on this side of the map, so stretching that far would probably not even be possible at this point. So what do you do if you're a men in this situation? You've lost all map control, constantly getting poked at risk of dying and at risk of losing NPCs, no ability to return a kill. Surely you can't wait for 28. They have to figure something out. Warrior Paragon here trying to protect his catapult. If he does so successfully, then it will allow men to continue shuttling flags out. Ranger did not put up spirits. Does he have spirits up? He does have NR. Doesn't have a trank up. He's probably going to have to replace some spirits. It's important to have the spirits up because it limits the ability of HH to push in and snipe NPCs. Ambitious play here by the Lisa. He's low health, he's getting blocked. He manages to glitch through the 7 there. Prop Monk's in range. Able to save him. Risky play there. But just able to escape without punishment. Earthshaker of men loitering back. The thread and the split of HH. But the split of HH calling the bluff and pushing in. Communing spirits exposed. Go down quickly. But do buy enough time for the Earthshaker to come back. HH is split on the retreat. Soon they will be out of Ranger spirits if they just pull back a little bit further, and then they should be in the clear. PI there on the Earthshaker. Keeps them alive for long enough to escape. Will men chase? No, they will not. Pulling back to the safety of their Ranger spirits. Ranger gonna have to come down and put up some fresh spirits, as the tranquility will surely end sometime soon. Earthshaker running out of flag. HH seeing this as their timing to run in and snipe something. Communing spirits do not affect NPCs. So if HH feel bold enough, they could dive in there with the Hammer Warrior and try and snipe some NPCs down. Mesmer's already trying to do it. Earthshaker coming back though, and HH going to try and pull back and not get caught out too far ahead. Successful pullback. HH playing very conservatively, knowing that this advantages them, and as long as they don't make any huge mistakes, this game is theirs to lose. Hang on, another split engagement. Earthshaker coming back. A-Monk is caught though. Does he go down? His mend condition, or mend ailment rather, keep him alive a little bit there. He will base res soon. Will it be any after time kills? No, it will be before time, and it'll be base res on the Monk and the Earthshaker. Ranger spirits are up, so HH you have to pull back. But HH just able to get the better of that engagement. And with neither team boosting, neither team can afford to be taking too many deaths. Greedy Lisa pushing forwards into the spirits, taking out Tranquility. Tranquility being down will allow him to play a lot more aggressively. Taking out even NR. indicating that perhaps HH want to play aggressively here with the Mez as well. That means that they might be looking for the 7 Rit. He is by himself. He's got no support from his 6 or his 8, and he's exposed. Recovery is up, but that is it, and he is going down. HH seizing the opportunity, being ahead on the flag, and with enough space. I wonder where this Warrior Paragon was there. I felt like he wasn't there in that engagement. Perhaps if he was, he might have been able to push back the Mez Rit before the Lisa was able to take out the spirits. Maybe not. 7 Monk stuck here for a moment. Balthazar almost going down, actually, on the split side. Coward, though, might have saved him. Now it's the 8 Monk that's a little bit far up from HH. Earthshaker, along with his Warrior. Unfortunately, Men not able to keep his position locked down for long enough. Death charge in. Coward going to be ready in a second though. Balthazar, Dervish. Goes down after time. Is there any res? No res nearby. So now HH is actually on the back foot. They've been caught by a gigantic collapse. Inevitable after the death of of Men's main team, that they would collapse like that. And can Men make anything further out of it? It's a very awkward spot for HH to try and res. HH is going to push into the front door to try and seize the initiative back, despite having a dead Balth Dervish. Mesmer Rit, nowhere near to res, which means it'll probably be a base res. And there's the catapult capture, catapult repair by Men on HH's catapult. Almost takes out HH's prot monk, rather. Very aggressive play here. A little bit poor placement of the spirits allows Elisa to take 2 spirits out simultaneously. And there's no warrior line backing to stop the Lisa, and he will be glued to the Spirit Ranger for a while. And if he can take out the Trank, then it will allow him to stick even closer, and he does take out the Trank. It seemed like the Trank died from 1 hit there. That was strange. Anyway, Lisa is stuck, but without Trank, very difficult to kill. Looks like he will die anyway. Question is, will it be after time? Catapult's in the air now. Shelter's up though, so Men might be okay. They are okay. And will the Lisa go down? It's difficult to kill him without the Trank. Can they get him? Another ER, almost in range of his monks, not quite. Draw conditions almost made it. And Catapult firing on top of Men's heads. Now Men is going to be split apart actually. Half the team is forwards, half the team is back because of the Catapult fire. Lisa is up on probably Pact. And Men's forward team is in an awkward position. Meze firing the Catapult now. Men have to break through quickly. It's an awkward position for them, because now their back is to the wall. But HH is going to take the safe option and pull back. Lisa is taking out the Yar Warrior. Not much the Yar Warrior can do, especially without Trank. Lisa's hastening her up there on the Lion's Comfort. And it'll be a Pact. Ranger needs to delay the Pact a little bit so the Lisa doesn't just kill him immediately again. Ranger actually not gone a Pact. Leaving the poor Yar Warrior dead and the Lisa to take out his pit. Which is a very important pit in this match because they need all the NPCs they can get. As HH is going to be constantly attacking this pit whenever they can. Sending a Mesmer Assassin through the front door now, just for that purpose. Catapult, it's in the air. Is the Mesric going to be caught? He could be. He's just in cat range and just makes it out in time. So the ST Rid is here. No Brutals up right now, which is a bit unfortunate because I think that Men did have some downtime there. So there probably should be some Brutals up. They're going to run through the catapult range again. Here we go. It's in the air. And now it's HH with their back to the wall. Forced to fight here. Not willing to pull back through catapult range. But while the Warrior Paragon is on the catapult, it's a lot less damage here. Catapult's going to hit the head of this warrior. He's going to stand there on his fire shield and eat it. Only 200 damage. What is the defense right now for Men? It's a warrior and a monk, so it's 3 damage at the main team for Men. Ranger's not here though. There's no Ranger Spirits up, which means that Men just don't have a big threat up right now, which allows HH to get the flag in. Ranger Spirit's still not up. They're coming up now. It's taken a long time though. And there's also only 1 Brutal up right now. And it might be too late. Men has just taken the fight for too long without their offensive capacity. Pact interrupted by the Lisa's haste. HH still only able to find 1 kill so far. Now going to break the team fight and opt to split. It'll be a base res on this Warrior Paragon. But a huge missed opportunity there for Men, fighting without their offensive capacity. Without the Brutals up and without the Ranger Spirits. Men opting to collapse. Will they be able to block? Chickening out a little bit. Perhaps not trusting on his collapse team to get there in time to save him. Ranger though is blocking. It'll have to be HH killing these spirits to get through. No, actually. Mesmer somehow gets through the side of that and Warrior kills one of the spirits. And HH split is going to make it out of there just fine. No catapult fire. Could have been a catapult fire there, but it would have delayed the flag and potentially exposed HH to some unnecessary risk. And probably wouldn't have hit anyone anyway. HH just going to circle back around the map. The ball is now in Men's side of the court. It is up to them on how to advance this game because HH is just going to rerun their playbook of circling around and harassing base with 4. Men have shown though they've had success with collapses and they could continue that strategy. Lisa running out HH's back door right now with the flag. He'll also take catapult control. Big spirit blocks this time, but this will only work for so long as Lisa will reach the catapult soon. HH's 8 monk goes down in the process, so the block has worked. Catapult fires. Who's it going to hit? It's going to hit Warrior with the flag. And 7. No. I guess it didn't get fired. It was just loaded. Never mind. Would have been a huge catapult hit. Anyway, HH forced to pull back here. 8 monk has just base res, which limits their ability to split from this position. But Men advancing perhaps a little bit too fast, and Warrior Paragon goes down. No res nearby. Actually, there's a Sig coming out from this Warrior Paragon, but the Ranger needs to get up there and get the offensive spirits up. They're way too far back right now. They need to push their advantage right now while it's an 8v8. There's still no Brutals up yet again. And the Ritualist Spirits are very far back. And HH's midline and backline just not supporting not supporting their push. Ranger Spirits are up here, but now it's a Warrior dead and a Sig wasted. So, Ranger Spirits up, but they're going to backfire against men. And this is a terrible spot for men to be in, because it's a Warrior dead for a minute. They're going to have to fall back through their catapult range. And HH is going to be able to man the catapult and fire it on them. Ranger Spirits all going down, which will mean that there's no threat against HH, especially with no Brutals up. Who's going to man the catapult? Someone's going to man it. Could be the 8 monk. Could be any monk, really. No one's going to man it, actually. They're just going to go straight for the kill, and they're going to get it. The whole back line of men is dead, and Ranger Spirit's going up in the pit. It's going to be a last stand, potentially. HH pushing in. If they take out the Ranger Spirits now, it means that when men base, if they make it to base, they may not. Actually, not going to go for the Ranger Spirits, going for the Lord. They should have time to end it, I believe. Yeah, they will have time to end it, and that'll be the game for HH. So no last stand for men, as HH end their suffering. So a great match. Men putting up a good stand. You know, this is a returning guild to the game. They haven't got a lot of experience with Spirit Way on a number of their players, and they fought against one of the best guilds in the game there in HH. So they did put up a great fight. They lasted 24 minutes, I think it was. So it's a good showing out of men. They're able to put up some threat, score a number of kills. How many kills did they score? Because I can see it here in Toolbox. Yeah, score 5 kills. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. You can't knock that. But yeah, HH just showing they're the better team at the moment. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.